Hey everybody, what's going on? Vinyl community worldwide. How are you? It is the 4th of July, and in the United States, it's a holiday. So for those of you that are celebrating, happy 4th of July. I will be hanging out with folks I don't necessarily celebrate. I'll talk about that at the end. But musically, I want to talk because this is one of those mornings where I had a show last night. It was good. I haven't slept very well, but I'm up, and so I'm kind of, But I'm having my morning coffee. I'll get my rest back eventually. As I had mentioned, I had a show coming up with the band Weirdos, the Weirdos from L.A., West Coast punk rock band, and that was last night. It was a heck of a night. Fantastic night. Got on with the Weirdos like gangbusters and did some trading. For some of you new folks watching me, you may not know that I am also a musician and I make records. I'm in a bunch of bands, but I make records. And I traded a couple of records with the band last night. It was a great night. Local bands, my band RAF played. 2 other local bands, Hand-Painted Police Car, and then from Sioux City, Bulletproof Hearts. And it was a really good show. Attendance was small. It was decent, but it's like, what do you say? It's like, I think the real market for numbers anymore is all, well, not anymore, but for always is youth. It's what the kids are going to see is where you get your numbers at. Last night, my friends Icky Blossoms played in Omaha, and they had a big show, I understand. I saw a picture from it this morning. It looks like they had a big show. But RAF played wonderfully. Weirdos played really well. And the other thing I want to mention is I hit it off really well with the lead singer, John Denny, the guy here in the captain's hat, looking at you and that's his brother next to him. Old school punk, and he's an old school music head. There's something when I meet people. See, now, when you hear me and see me here on a video, it's nothing like if we meet in person. When I meet people in person, a lot of animosity and a lot of shit falls away because I can see you eye to eye and you can see me eye to eye. And when our eyes hit, we just vibed right away. And then we started talking about music, and then it was on. He lives in New Orleans, He's originally from Kansas City. We just vibed. I love that about making music and still doing shows. Another highlight from the night is that the current bass player of the Weirdos is Xander Schloss. Again, you folks that know your history know that name. He was originally in the Circle Jerks. He's played with Joe Strummer of The Clash. He's an actor. He was in Repo Man. He was in movies I haven't even seen. But he was a blast. And those two, John and Xander, were the most into it. Dix, the guitar player, he really seemed to be about just doing his job. Really didn't hang out. And the drummer is very young, so he's a hired hand. Played his ass off, though, and reminded me of Keith Moon. That's a good thing. So I want to enthuse for a second about the show. Can I get away with playing some Weirdos? I don't know. See, the thing about the Weirdos that you hear there is that they just got the grit. It just comes together. It's like the punk, but the good music. It's good musically. Not all punk music is good music. And it doesn't have to be. That wasn't the point. I like it. I've always liked it when the music is good. And the Weirdos just have that. And last night on stage, they ruled. Now, I have to, give credit. You can see my band RAF online. RAF. There's a couple of videos of us in the last couple of years online, so you can see that we're a powerful band. It's not just me talking. You can see, okay? And so last night we played a powerful set. We make it hard for people to play after us. We do. Hand Painted Police Car was first, then it was us, then Bulletproof Hearts played after us. They were up for the challenge, but Weirdos really was up for the challenge. Weirdos reclaimed the stage. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you don't watch out, RAF will steal a show. We will. We have done it a few times. When we played with the Dead Kennedys, the one time the Dead Kennedys played in Omaha, we almost stole the show. The band told us. It was wonderful. And the audience felt it. It was mayhem. I love it. So yeah, am I a self-centered son of a bitch? I think I'm honest. I'm telling you about what I love. Some people love to focus on others and give their love and put someone on a pedestal and talk about them all the time. And I just recognize, that I'm not good at that. That's why I'm single. I want to do what I want to do. I'm a Cancer, and Cancers are self-centered. We all are, but I'm just telling you, and I'll treat you with respect and kindness, but at the end of the day, I want to do what I want to do. I don't want for someone to come along and try to change my agenda. That's what happens a lot of times in relationships. It's wonderful when it works. I'm just ripping. Just right quick, because some of you people, I haven't talked about my records in a while. And some of you folks, new watchers, may not realize that I make records, I make music, and I have a few records. Flyover. So for example, last night I took some merchandise. I don't usually take my solo merchandise to RAF shows, but last night I did, because last night was also, so much to tell. Last night's show was also dedicated to me, because Tuesday upcoming is my 60th birthday. And originally the band had planned to have a show on the 3rd last night, a show and a party for my birthday. And then we got news that the Weirdos were coming through on that date, and we got the show, so we did that instead. But the band still announced that, we're celebrating my birthday. And the point I'm getting at is that there were several people at the show who know who I am, but still really had no idea about my albums and my music, and I took the time to show the records because they are impressive. This is my 3rd to the most recent album, Flyover, with the full color insert, the silver foil lettering. I'm very proud of this album. And then the coup de grace, it's on purple splatter vinyl. Just gorgeous. I sold one last night, and then I traded with John Denny of Weirdos. We traded, so he has a copy of Flyover and Murphy. But I have this album for sale for $15 plus postage, and you can listen to it online on Bandcamp. It's good. It's good. I heard back from Jeffrey Scott Greer of Schematics for Blank Stare. He got his copy of Flyover. He says he likes it. I believe him. Thank you. I also have 2 other albums in stock. Actually, I have 3 albums in stock. One is not by me, but I'm on it. My first solo album, Nice. This is still in stock. You can hear it all online. Kleeman from Denmark is an artist that I work with. He gets compared to David Bowie. Recently I heard someone and said, that sounds like Kleeman, but it's escaped me already. I play bass on this. The drummer from the band The Romantics, What I Like About You, plays on this. It was a good time making this record in Chicago. So I have this in stock. And I know I have one more. I have a Murphy. I've got Murphy. Well, I've got Murphy in stock as well. plus this single, Dereck, Higgins, and Dino Felipe. I have that. Let me just do this. I need to do this. I have one copy left of Flyover on CD. The CDs are $10. My band Digital Sex. I've got these for sale, still sealed CDs. Still sealed, Flyover Country, the original soundtrack that the album Flyover comes from. I have these for sale. I also have Kleeman on CD. I'll leave the link to my blog site if you're interested in purchasing some of my music. That would be awesome. That would be great. What else do I have down here going on musically? Well, it has to be said that Chris Squire of Yes was a monumental musician. The reverberation in music communities worldwide as the news has gotten out that he's gone, the man has passed away, is really hitting some people like buildings falling. Yes is a very singular band. They did some things on record that had not been done before musically. Chris Squire was a central figure to that happening. He and John Anderson were the two, I believe, original co-conspirators to make Yes happen. So I'm still listening to a lot of Yes, and I listened to Going for the One all the way yesterday. This is a great Yes album. It's wonderful. Rick Wakeman is back with them on this one. Awaken. Wondrous Stories. Excellent songs. This is out. I haven't played it, but it's a collectible item that was getting talked about online. So I pulled the one album I have by this band, Pell Mell. Rhapsody. It's a symphonic rock. And this is kind of collectible. I haven't played it again since I pulled it, but I'm showing it. One of my favorite comfort food albums that came out the year I graduated from high school, which has significance to me in '73, is Bo Hanson's Magician's Hat. And this is also a summer album for me. There he is playing the organ out in his yard. Such an idyllic sound. It really fits this cover. So I played this a few times. I also like to practice guitar to this. It's is it Rune Gustafsson who played guitar on here? The guitar player on here is, to me, excellent. Bobo Stenson plays on here. And Rune Carlson is the drummer. Kenny Hackinson on electric guitar. Really nice. Wonderful album. Seriously, wonderful. Here's something that I had and didn't remember what it sounded like. Animals on Wheels, Nouveau y Cadira. Yes, I've heard of Animals as leaders. That guitar player is amazing. I don't have any of their records. I have stuff on the computer. This is electronic, kind of down IDM. Is that? I'm not good with genres. This is just good. It was like kind of repetitive and yet not a lot building. Very repetitive, and yet the sounds and what he had chosen to repeat kept me listening. Animals on Wheels. This one was fun for a while. The Animated Egg Guitar Freakout. Jerry Cole was an LA-based session guitar player who's played on a bunch of records over the years. And what Sundays did with this was to compile sessions from the 60s that he played on with kind of a focus on the psychedelic fuzz guitar sound. It's good. Excuse me. I'm a longtime fan of Genesis and don't feel the need to defend the band, because whenever anyone has left a comment after I do a Genesis video that is negative, the comment is not based in reality. It's purely opinion, and usually it's something snarky based on something that they were brainwashed into thinking from media. Genesis is an amazing band and forever have my respect. I was listening to the B-side of this 12-inch single, No Son of Mine. And the B-side is what's best on here. Living Forever, and then a live version of Invisible Touch. Love this band. No shame. You know, if I want to, shame on people for believing in the media and just following along like a monkey, and just, they tell you that it's uncool. You say it's uncool. Can't you think for yourself? Genesis, Driving the Last Spike. I made this cover. It's a promo. And so I just drew this for the blank cover back in 1978 or 79 is when I got this. So it's from the album And Then There Were Three. It's a good song. Not a likely choice for a single. This album has one of my all-time favorite heart tug songs, Wes Montgomery, Eulogy. The track Mi Cosa. It's just quiet and beautiful. I'd play it, but again, copyright police. It'd be different if this copyright shit actually did any good for little artists, but it doesn't do shit for artists like me. Just fuckers. Wes Montgomery. What a guitarist. Played with his thumb, didn't use a pick. Beautiful, beautiful tone. I forget who in the VC gave this to me a while back. Ryuichi Sakamoto, BTTB. Listened to this the other day. Solo piano. Just something about the way Akiko, I'm not Akiko, I'm looking at her, Akiko Yano. They were married. Something about Sakamoto's touch and the way he phrases chords. Love his playing. Hope he's doing well. He's been battling cancer. Hope he's okay. BTTB, amazing. With that in mind, I had played yesterday all the way through Akiko Yano, Love Life. I don't have hardly any of her records on vinyl because they're hard to get, hard to find. But I played this wonderful album from the 90s. I love her so much I have a bunch of her records. This is the Japanese version with a slightly different, the lineup of songs is different. She was married to Sakamoto and toured in Yellow Magic Orchestra at the beginning. Love her music. Another comfort food album is Crosswinds by Billy Cobham. You folks that talk to me on Facebook, you recognize all these albums. This is what I've been playing. I show them online. They're sitting out here. This album, in essence, is a Dreams album. The band Dreams is where I first heard of Billy Cobham and the Brecker Brothers and John Abercrombie. And all of them are on this album, Billy Cobham's second solo album. And you can hear as I was listening to this, I'm very familiar with this album, but as I was listening to it all the way through, I could hear how, well, this is a continuation of what Dreams had started. Crosswinds, Billy Cobham. Truly amazing drummer. Music, the power of music. Here's a collector's item that I don't play often, and I have to be in the mood for it. Annette Peacock, I'm the One. Jazz vocalist. This album came out in like 1971 or 2. It's very raw emotionally. 1972. I compare this album to Betty Davis's albums. Miles Davis's first wife, or his wife, one of his wives, Betty Davis. This is very gritty, very raw female energy on this album. I mean, she's just laying it on the line to the point that it's, you know, it could be off-putting, especially if you're not ready for it. Or maybe if this started to play in a room of crowded people, it would shut a lot of people up. It's like, what's going on? Intense. Annette Peacock. Try to find a copy of this. Another collectible. Sometimes these collectibles come up because it's like I want to talk about them, so I look them up and then I end up playing them, and it's like, well, yeah, that's why I kept it. Deux filles, two girls, Silence and Wisdom. This is a collector's item from the 80s, and it's just a gorgeously beautiful album. Put together by two guys who were in, I guess, the original version of the band The. That's them on the front. Those aren't women. That's the two guys in drag. If you look closely, you can tell. This album is gorgeous. Very, very fragile and Pastel colors come to mind. Seeing cityscapes through fog and countrysides through dim light. Wonderful album, Silence and Wisdom. Grabbed this and played this. Fever Tree Creation, San Francisco psychedelic band. And this is psychedelic. It's not hard rock. I was talking to someone from Italy about that online, where a lot of records that are called psychedelic are actually just blues rock and hard rock. But this is psychedelic. If you haven't heard it, look it up. You can hear all these records online. Do a search for this on YouTube and listen to it. You'll see what I mean. Okay. Anyone's Daughter. I forget who gave this to me, but I put this on. This is something I received not too many months ago. Progressive rock. I believe they're German. And really good musically. The vocals, again, to me, are the weak point. Great writing on here and playing. The progressive moves, I love it, where the music makes a lot of changes, but good. Not just, jumping around for the hell of it, but making good music. Let me see what else I have here that I hadn't gotten to. I think I've gotten to everything. These are records I'm out of room to show. Well, there was that one more album that I'd forgotten that I'd bought last week that I forgot that I hadn't come across yet. La Planète Sauvage is an animated movie that is a cult classic. I've always wanted the soundtrack. I have the movie dubbed onto DVD off of television. But Superior Viaduct recently did a reissue of it, and I was so happy that they had a copy in the store that I love, Almost Music, so I got it. La Planète Sauvage. This is a fantastic soundtrack by Alain Goragur, who's worked with Serge Gainsbourg quite a bit. This is fantastic. I mean, it's just wonderful, I can see the movie when I listen to the music. That's how strong this music is a part of the movie. Excellent, okay? So I'm going to wrap it up here and just say, I'm not going to end up negative. I'm just going to say that this is something that maybe some people aren't going to understand. Actually, I'm going to go for a minute. There's so much to say. But some people won't understand that I don't feel obligated to celebrate the 4th of July. Even though I'm an American citizen, I still fight with society itself to be recognized and treated humanely. I'm not talking about other human beings. I'm talking about the state of the United States, how it treats black people, okay? I see very clearly, the institutional problem, okay? And so because of all that and because of the lie of the history of the United States, what they tell us is all lies. It's all, not all of it, but most of it is trumped up and changed and made to paint a particular picture that somebody wants us to see, and it's not the truth. And I don't celebrate that. And the way that my people were treated, we were here free, and then we got enslaved to help build the thing, and now we can't get no respect. And society tries to use the fact that black people are rough on ourselves, as an excuse to not respect us. That's bullshit. So I don't give a shit about the 4th of July, and there's no reason for anyone who's watching this to take that personal. You can love the 4th of July all you want. Me not liking it, think about it. What's it got to do with you? Nothing. I still respect all the laws. Matter of fact, that's another reason why I'm so mad, is because I follow the rules. I've done what they want the black man to be, a good boy. Still get treated like a dog. So fuck the 4th of July in a lot of ways, okay? Brings up a conversation I had last night with an acquaintance that I see at the good shows. His name is Kevin. Don't really know him, but I've been seeing him since the 80s, so it's like he's an old friend. He always shows up at the good shows. Shit like Bad Brains, you know what I'm saying? And he's very talkative. but he's knowledgeable about music, and that's why I went ahead and engaged him last night. He got to talking some minutia about music, stuff that a lot of people don't know, and it's like, yeah. And then it got into politics, and I'll go there myself, especially in person. And then religion, and we kept going. It was a fantastic conversation because it went on throughout the night at different points. Started before I played, we played, then on the break, hanging out, then we talked some more. And the one thing that was obvious, that's real clear to me, is that we really live in the mind, and what each person perceives, most people just assume the groundwork of what you see as reality is what everybody sees. So many people don't even think about that. They just assume. And this is so not true. And this just was real apparent in the conversation last night, that my friend would say certain things and it would be said with the assumption that everyone thinks. And I just kept bringing it up. It's like, that's a belief. Beliefs are subjective. But he kept losing it, But the point that that we discussed that I thought was valid to ponder is, belief is subjective. It's based on information. It's based on experience. Sometimes it's not based on that. But a belief is not something that you can pick up and hold like this object, okay? And it's not like something, beliefs can change. Beliefs are usually indoctrinated, so they take root in people's lives. But the ideas that feed the beliefs, that's what they are. They're ideas. It's information, and that information can change. And the thing that I was trying to get across to my friend in the conversation was that, since belief is so nebulous, and because it's not stationary and it's not possible that it could be planetary wide, why does mankind spend so much energy and time on belief as opposed to something that's right in front of us that we can deal with? He tried to make this argument that a lot of science is belief. And I just thought to myself, wow, I guess what is plain to each person is plain to each person. We see what we see. Because I just thought to myself, man, that's just a complete stretch, we don't have worldwide wars on the scale that we do because of religion and beliefs, because of science, or hardly anything else. Anyway, I just wanted to share that. And the conversations will go on, and the arguments will go on. And as I watch the news and I watch as things are going down, it's like more and more camps are just being divided, and people are just, this is, it's like, man, it's just really being played out. It's like divide and conquer is just really going on. We've really got ourselves divided right now. The Confederate flag, the South, abortion, conservatives, liberals, blacks. And we're smarter than that. That's why I bring this up, because we have the capacity. We have the capacity to rise above this, but so much of our behavior is just stupid to me. This focus on belief and insisting and killing people because they don't think what you think is just insanity. It's insane, and we have the ability to be smarter than that. We just get caught up in this emotional fervor, and we lose our minds, and we do the stupidest shit. Happy 4th of July.